Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Look, hope all is well. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, look, it's probably a really good time to talk about finals footy. So here we are. Here it is, right? Top 8. This is the part where a lot of the fans, their dreams sort of come true and they just hope that their team lifts up that premiership glory. So, look, in saying that, I think I've got a trophy to take, right? I'll be right back. Rabbitohs, we've got Manly, we've got the Eels, we've got the Roosters, we've got the Knights. Last but not least, we have the Titans. And again, all these teams here have worked very well. Some just scraping by to get into that top 8 position. But in saying that, you can't fault the effort there. And obviously, it seems like this season here in particular was probably very one-sided, particularly for the top 2 to 3 teams. That's the Storm, Panthers, and Rabbitohs. Those 3 teams there have experienced very successful sort of, win-to-loss records there and points differentials as well. And look, I guess in saying that, I got to tip my hat to the Storm, who are minor premiers. And again, just looking forward to this final series, because again, I think for me personally, you may look at the Storm and you say which team can sort of counter them, but I think this one here is probably... This is going to be harder to predict than we think. I don't think it's going to be a simple sort of a walk-in, walk-out type sort of a finals. I think though you may say that Storm are the hot team, hot team in form, I still think that Manly and possibly even, Panthers obviously sort of hold the cards, I think. And to a lesser degree, you've got the Roosters and the Rabbitohs. But look, in saying that, if I was to quickly sort of analyze each team before we sort of just hop into it, I sort of look at the Storm, and obviously they've got Pappenhuisen back. You got Hines playing the, number 6. But then it's sort of like they've got a very good, They've got a very good problem, right? Especially in the fullbacks department. Then you got Master and Hughes again. You got, sort of Riley Jackson in case anything happens there. Obviously the forward pack, the Bromwich Bros, Welch, you know what I mean? Kamika, you've got Kaufusi again. Finucane, right? Nelson Asofa Solomona, Aaron Penne. Again, they've just got a plethora of just good players, and I haven't even touched the backs yet, right? Raymond Smith, George Jennings, Justin Olam, Josh Adokar, and then their reserve players, you got Yeremia, you got Marion Seve, and back to the forwards, you got Moira. Again, so just the Storm in general, they just seem to have players filling at any position at any time, so they look very good there. You go to the Penrith Panthers, they've got Cleary as mentioned, regarding Panthers being a threat. Luai, you've got, Kikau, Koroisau, you've got Edwards, at the fullback position, you've got Crichton, Staines, To'o, one player we can't forget about. And then you've got Burton, and then you've got James Fisher-Harris, you've got Yo, you've got Martin, you've got Capewell. And then on top of that as well, they've got the healthy addition of David Tapangai Jr., who I think, in my opinion anyway, adds more punch to their forward structure, particularly as they're sort of going near the line. I do believe personally, again, my own personal opinion, David Tapangai is probably the guy that they needed to sort of finish with that knockout blow. So in terms of threatening forwards, Penrith Panthers definitely look like they have it. But again, just with Cleary coming into form, much like the Storm, the halves sort of battle there, they're just so good. Very reliable halves, both in Hughes and Munster for the Storm, and both Cleary and Luai for the Panthers. So again, Panthers just potentially peaking at the right time. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. We go to the Rabbitohs now, and look, just quickly, I probably will be honest now. Looking at the Manly team, I would say that Manly, even with Latrell, even before Latrell had the hefty ban, I still thought Manly were the more threatening team, even coming at number 4 as they are. And obviously now with Latrell Mitchell gone, I think it sort of has, if anything, just cemented that I don't think the Rabbitohs will go as far as their fans will hope. Now, hear me out here. I mean, obviously they've got Reynolds, they've got Walker, right? They've got again, similar to the Penrith team, they've got a very good, solid forward base in Murray, Arrow. Then you've got Kolomatangi. Then you've got Su'a, then you've got Nichols, right? Burgess. Again, just a wide array of decent forward players who, again, not only just play hard, but they got the skills too to back it up. They're very silky. Now, as I mentioned before, with the backs, you've got the halves there, notorious halves in Reynolds and Walker. And then you sort of go to their backs, and I think, to me personally, probably Johnston and Gagai, maybe Graham here or there. They're probably one or two players sort of weak in that position there for me personally, especially regarding the centre as wing as well. And obviously you got Latrell Mitchell, who's he's not playing anymore, so that'll probably either be a position for Johnston, Gagai, or maybe even Taff as well, the new guy who I actually like watching plays. He's got a bit of skill, he's got a knack for the game, which is good to see. But look, my personal gripes with the Rabbitohs is that without that one key player in Latrell Mitchell, they don't really, in my opinion anyway, sort of have the necessities to take the game, take the league by the ball, so to speak, and sort of go from there. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I do think Latrell Mitchell is a big out. They rely on him heavy for attack, and you may say defensively they'll be okay, but I mean offensively, he is just a one-of-a-kind type player. So I think they'll be sore, and they'll definitely be hurting without him there. So we move on to Manly. What is there to say, right? Trbojevic. You've got Tapau Olakawatu. You have Barseka, Kepi. You got Sirinen. You have foreign. You got DCE. Again, just from A to B, you got Schuster. You got Jakey. They're just blessed with just so much talent. And then you got to the backs. You know what I mean? Then as I said before, you got Trbojevic. Then you've got Garrick on one end. You got Parker. Then you have sort of look, it slips my mind. But anyway, they've just got a plethora of wingers who can actually just get the job. Saab as well, get the job done. For me, I personally do rate Manly as the smoky team to win it all. I don't really, if you put your hedges on the Rabbitohs, you're a bit of a brave person there for smoky anyway. I do think the Manly team I see them going very far personally, especially if they stay fit. DCE and foreign, you know what I mean. Like, you cannot tell me that mentally they're not prepared. They're prepared. This is their reunion. You know what I mean. This is it. This is the family reunion. This is it. These are the last two dudes from that 2011 run they had, right, in which they beat the Warriors. So yeah, a lot of things are expected for Manly anyway. So look, in saying that, we will move on to the next couple of teams. So we have the Eels and Roosters, and I suppose for me personally, first things first, just kudos to the Roosters, and obviously unlucky to sort of miss out that top four, but to just be in the conversation for premiership, considering what they've been through this year. It's such a huge it's huge credit to them, their system, their culture, their coach as well, Trent Robinson, to just pull the men in together, you know what I mean? Just grab them together, to just tell them that they've got a job to do, and they've been absolutely bombarded with injuries. Quite literally from winger to centre to prop to halves. Name a position there, and I can almost guarantee you there's been a player who's either retired from that position, or playing in general from the Roosters, or being injured this year. And just wow, and again, just the stuff they're doing, pity Joseph Bundle's not playing for obvious reason, but look, it's just part and parcel of what they've gone through, right? No fault of their own, and I do expect them to do some things in this final. I don't really expect them to take it all the way. I do believe they're at least a good, 5 players missing, but to be in that conversation, to still be up there, again, like I said, you Roosters fans should be very, very proud. All right, so the next sort of team we go to is the Eels, and obviously they've been a very hit-miss team in the comp. They were sort of in the top 4 for quite some time, and then they sort of languished in the last sort of the latter part of the competition. Anyway, they sort of fell off a bit, but they would probably take that win over the Storm into some I guess they'll probably take it with great speed, and obviously, it's a good thing to have. So again, with the Eels, they've got Papali'i, they've got Paulo, they've got Lusick. They have in the halves as well, that combination between Brown and Moses Mitchell, Ken Guthrie at the fullback. You've got Sivo. I think he might be out for a while though. Benesini, you have Ferguson. Then you sort of just go down to the other forwards as well. In general, anyway, who I think are strong, sort of robust players. That's RCG Regan Campbell-Gillard. Then got Will Smith, and then you can sort of go from to Oregon Golfusi perhaps if you wanted to. But I mean, overall, the Eels team, to me personally, look, they've got the star players, and I'm sure they can shine in those moments. But I mean, do they have the consistent motor to sort of do this thing? That's the only thing I question there with them. Now, in saying that, we'll move on to the last two, and that is the Knights and then the Titans. So for my personal opinion, the Knights, heading into this, look, they've done well to come back-to-back, finals appearances. And again, credit to them and their hard work and just sticking in there as well. They've won some very tight games too, and I'm sure they've learned a lot of lessons along the way. Kalen Ponga and Mitchell Pearce will be very pivotal to their run. Especially the Saifiti bros. Then, you sort of throw in Brayley into the mix, throw in Clemmer. You've got Do'a, again, who I think needs to be used more personally. And then you've got, again, some more other key players, for example, Barnett, Fitzgibbon. Again, just trying to rattle off some of their main key players anyway, who have influenced the team. Knights, to me anyway, just sort of like you could probably look at them and the teams out of the four, probably, bar the Roosters, probably them and the Titans are probably the more popular teams anyway. So look, we'll see what happens to them. Again, kudos for making it so far anyway. That to me is always a good achievement. Now we go to the Titans, right? And the last team of the lot, but hey, they still made the 8, and they were one of the teams that, bar the Warriors, they really did scrape by just, and obviously, flogging the Warriors before. Fifita, Fasua, Maliawi, you've got Kelly, you've got Fotoika, you've got Proctor, you've got Fogarty, you've got Sexton, you've got Taylor. You're sort of, look, just again, just thinking of these players. You've got Anthony Don if he comes back to play, AJ Brimson, you've got Jaden Campbell. Again, a lot of talent. But sort of similar to the Knights, it's sort of how far can they go depending. I'm not too sure. You could probably even say that they may have played their best game already against the Warriors. Now we'll have to wait and see. But again, guys, those sort of are my thoughts and sort of just where I'm at. I'll do more stuff as the weeks go by. But look, if I was to predict it, I do sort of see this still being a 4-team race, maybe 5, but I think it is for the top. Well, in saying 4, I think Storm, Penrith, Manly, and maybe the Roosters, the Eels. Again, I'm not too confident in the Rabbitohs. I'll see how they go. But look, those are sort of my thoughts there. And guys, as I sort of mentioned before, I am going to be picking a team here to sort of follow and talk about. And what I mean by that is I actually follow them, sort of like how I do the Warriors stuff. I'll now be looking at the team list Tuesday, tomorrow, and I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on that team and improvements and all that stuff, right? So we'll get into it. And I thought, I'll do it. Why not? It's something extra. Again, obviously, it's beyond just being a Warriors fan at this point. It's just about just being a fan of the finals and being a fan of rugby league. So we'll do that. We'll get into it. Hopefully one day, though, I'll be able to confidently look at you guys in the eyes and say, hey, Warriors made the 8. It's time to go on. But for the meantime, we're going to have to pick a team. So, guys, I have already made up my mind. Are you guys ready for it? Drum roll. All right. So, the team that I've picked to actually follow and the team I'm tipping to actually win the competition, yeah, that's right, is Penrith Panthers. Yep, that's it, guys. I am going to be sticking with the Penrith Panthers for this competition. And look, I did ask a few of you guys on different platforms, and it was definitely a bit of a tight one in regards to either Penrith or Manly. Look, in saying that, I don't think I could go wrong with either team. But yeah, that is my choice. I want to decide to, I want to roll with the Panthers for this one here, and I'll be looking closely into seeing how they develop and progress. But in saying that, guys, what do you guys think? Tell me, did I make the right choice, the wrong choice? I don't know. But yeah, those are like my general thoughts anyways. We head into the NRL Finals. Cannot wait for Friday as we kick off and start. It's going to be good, beautiful, brilliant rugby league. You know what I mean? It's going to be awesome, and I'll be giving you guys my thoughts every step of the way. But for now, take it easy. See you guys next time. And hey, if your team is in the top 8, what do they have to do to win? Quite literally, the secret recipe that is not really the secret. Hold the ball. See you guys next time.